Folks, as we shift to the comfy chairs, we just want to give you a little bit of a different look, show off some of these shoes too. You know what I mean? We put on shoes for a reason. I'm showing a lot of thigh. One of the things that I think was surprising was, despite knowing how they ended the season losing 3 of 5, Notre Dame falling to the 3 line 21 days ago, guys. They were the #1 team in the country.
Don't mind their path. I think a matchup with TCU would be a great game to beat them. TCU is one of the teams that kept Notre Dame from con. So you're thinking that this Notre Dame team is one of the best teams in the country. But that was a loss that held them back earlier. And now they have a chance, potentially, to avenge it.
Can we still say that? Can we still say, based on what we've seen towards the end of...
First, it was their defense failing them. Then it's their offense failing them. In that semifinal game against Duke, Leah King was held scoreless. Maddie Westbeld was held scoreless. And at the same time, you have a backcourt trio championship.
They have the talent, but when you look at the teams that gave Notre Dame problems, it's teams that had athletic guards that could match and offset the guards that they have, and they also had a post presence. And so when that happened now, over this time, that after the loss, that Niele Ivey can work on, get open, because when you look at in their wins and losses, they were scoring almost 87. Great players make great coaches. Great coaches make great players champions. And I think that Niele Ivey, she has that in
That's
her.
a bar, CP.
I like that. Yeah, when you talk about the defense and them going to the zone, I mean, one thing that we talked about on game day is engaging Olivia Miles. You might try to attack Olivia Miles on the defensive end. If Notre Dame doesn't get stops on defense, they can't run on offense. They can't score on offense. They can't play fast in transition. So I do agree with you on its boots when we were doing the reveal. So the health of Anissa Morrow and Flau'jae Johnson, that is what my eye is on when it comes to this LSU team.
Don't let the boots fool you, though, because you know Kim Mulkey is going to be able to.
She's saying she's hustling people?
She going to get them to play. They gonna, well, I'm not saying hustle, but for protection between now and that first game, why not protect the foot so that your players are 100%?
Yeah, it feels like RL typically we are before she starts doing that, and now obviously they have a tough slate in conference. But it feels like this LSU team, unlike the one that won the national championship as a 3 seed a couple of years ago, don't have that signature win, something that tells you that they are a Final Four team.
What they have when they're healthy is a big three, though. They've got Anissa Morrow, they have Flau'jae Johnson.
Conference season, though, was over NC State. They might have to beat NC State in order to get to a regional final. Just another rematch.
About you, Charlie, that you Doctor Strange the bracket. You're like, what we could go to is look at the possible. The memo that I'm the only one that gets to say horrible dad jokes, not him. The dry cleaner matchup, because it's going to be in a permanent press. Let's go there real fast, RL, because.
Well, first of all, do you take permanent press to the dry cleaners?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, because they've got the press machine. I don't even know what that machine actually looks like. Clearly, that's not my area of expertise. But when we saw the bracket, you also identified that Tennessee-Ohio State matchup as a good one.
Well, first of all, I think Tennessee, because of Tennessee, and Charlie brought it up, if these two teams meet in the second round, it'll be just a lot of pressing, because Ohio State's a team that presses over 30% of the time as well.
I think that if those two teams meet on your schedule, and you see that in October, then you start every day in practice. You prepare the press, but it's like you referred to, the rotation. So they're keeping fresh bodies on the floor. And if they were to meet in Ohio State, they got a freshman guard that's got to deal with that in Jelani Cambridge. But if there is a freshman guard that can, it is Cambridge.
And we said that Tennessee averages 30 attempts from 3 per game.
UConn can play the way that they played against South Carolina, and they can make some noise. If Tennessee can play the way that they played UConn, right, ironically, they could potentially make some noise after a bit of a downturn to close out